Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Umineko. Yeah, last episode was damn amazing, but upload of this episode was damn frustrating. Yeah, if you saw my Twitter, then last week was terrible, and the last episode basically gave me a headache. So yeah, also you realize that there's a lot of changes to the music in last episode. Yeah, that that one soundtrack caused all the mess. I tried to tune it down as gentle as possible, and that was a mistake because it just gave me more and more work. Next time if this happens, I will just straightforward butcher it so it's not going to cause so much trouble, because I want the episodes to be consistent and still enjoyable, so you don't have to wait for them that much. And yeah, and it also causes less stress for me. So yeah, I think that will be it. Yeah, I will still try to leave as much as possible if something like that happened as well, but yeah, I will not try to make just little adjustments, just the bigger ones. So yeah, that will be it, and let's just go to the episode, shall we? Also, there's a new series on the channel called Muramasa. It's something I've waited for years. I hope you like it. Yeah, that's just info. Let's go. Also, I have new banner on my YouTube channel. You can see that it's made by Riley Imagination Art. I will link her Discord on the description, so you can check it out. So yeah, yeah, that will be it. Let's go to the episode because I made too long intro already. Hope you don't mind. Let's go. And let's see if Shannon and George are actually dead or not, because we didn't have that confirmation, basically. We didn't saw bodies or anything. So, after Kenji finished his meal, he went out to the nighttime rounds inside the mansion. He would eaten some reheated soup that Koda had made, along with some random leftovers from the refrigerator. Those were all things Koda had made himself, and of course, were delicious. He had half-heartedly gone to ask Rosa and the others what they would do for dinner, but he would be yelled at by a voice telling him that the canned food that they had would be enough, and that door wasn't even open for him. So, ironically, the servant Genji was able to eat a more delicious meal. Yep. Oh, we have a storm. He's going to discover what's going on. Oh my god, wait, Genji is going to be suspect now, isn't he? Because they all closed and Genji is a survivor, basically. Oh my god. I just realized that. But why was it that Genji wasn't afraid to do the rounds all by himself? Even though all of those crimes had been committed and many people had already met a brutal end. Judging by his appearance as she carried out his usual task without a trace of fear, as though everything was normal, you might think all of the horrible events that day had been no more than a dream or an illusion. He was taking a philosophic view, or he had just accepted his fate. Genji must have considered it a virtue that, when the fate that awaited him was unavoidable, he carried out his duty systematically until the last moment. That's some dedication. I can somehow imagine that this is the last night for him. I don't know, since I realized that Genji will be probably the suspect number one for everyone at this point, I have a feeling like Rosa might shoot him. She might just shoot him. I have a feeling like that. Yeah. The depths of his heart would probably remain hidden for all eternity, unless he spoke of them himself. He had returned his master key to Rosa, So the places he could reach were extremely limited. As he could do walk, as he, all he could do was walk around the hallways, checking to make sure all the windows were closed. I probably made his rounds go a lot faster than usual. What was it? What did he saw? Oh my god, this is Genji. He found some bodies? Outside. So Beatrice basically took outside the bodies. Probably that's the case, but we'll see. Or he found a Kinzo. Because we still don't know if Kinzo is dead or not. I assume he is. Because of, yeah, the killing order and stuff. I think I talked about this like 2 episodes ago, or last episode, I don't remember in which one. At the sound of a reserve knock, Aunt Rosa, who had been falling into doze, jumped and woke up, pointed the barrel of the gun at the door as she yelled. I was snapping on the sofa, and that voice also brought me back to reality.
ローザ様、源氏でございます。
何か用なの？扉は開けなくて結構よ。そのままで話して。
はい。それではこのままで失礼させていただきます。南條先生と熊沢の遺体を見つけました。
なんだって。
Damn. Okay. But this is still making him kinda suspect, right? Well, they still don't know about Shannon and George, true. But it will feel weird for them. Like, they're getting suspected and now they're like, hey, we found corpses, you don't have to suspect us. And that's suspicious.
そう。わかったわ。確認に行きましょう。死体を見ない限り、私は誰も信じない。
Wait, okay. I don't remember now well what was the situation there. Were the corpses some kind of... because there were no corpses, that was the evidence for Rosa? That it was basically one of the servants? I don't remember now. How was it going? Because someone could take out the corpses? Wait, what? Okay, I'm not going to think about this right now. It's been a while since I've read, to be honest. Because, yeah... I couldn't make new episodes while trying to make last episode working on. God damn it, that episode 66, it will be like my nightmare forever. You already know who did that. Also, yeah, you realized in the comments, I guess, that I'm kinda like Butler. I kinda let Beatrice win. Because at this point I don't know how they can win in episode 2, to be honest. Like Butler in the game, not the one in the meta world, like this Butler here. He kinda gave up, then I kinda gave up on this episode as well. I mean, I don't know, like Beatrice just gives no chance. Also, that's why I got that info from the comment, because I forgot about that. This episode is called Turn of the Golden Witch, and she's just not giving you any chance. That makes perfect sense. You can just... From this episode you can feel the oppression. Maybe my face seems to be darkened with anxiety. Maria grasped my hand with her small hand and spoke softly, trying to give me a courage. Oh, Maria is pretty nice. After all, when you are on her side. Since it was Aunt Rosa's job to ready the gun and stand guard, it fell to me to remove the barricades of sofas. When I finished, I took a backward glance at Aunt Rosa. He was pointing the barrel of the gun over my shoulder and opened the door.
ケンジさん、普 二人の死体はどこに？
中庭です。ご案内いたします。
バトラ君待って。念のため部屋の戸締まりを確認していくわ。ちょっと待ってね。
Why? You are here all the time. What? Aunt Rosa called me to halt, preventing me from going on ahead, and began to carefully checking the locks on each of the windows. What? You never did that before? But those locks had already been checked once, yeah. So what? Why? It felt kind of unpleasant, as though she's suspecting that I might have secretly unlocked them when she wasn't looking. Oh. Yeah, she's ready to basically shoot anyone. No, maybe Aunt Rosa was right to be this cautious. Although it was called Courtyard, it wasn't really a pretty place you could take a walk in, like the Rose Garden. On the contrary, since it was surrounded by the mansion on all sides, it made you feel a little uncomfortable, as though it was telling you that there will be no escape from this mansion, no matter where you try to run. On the other hand, that meant, even though he could still hear the violent winds, the wind itself was blocked. That's pretty nice. Genji-san held out an umbrella, but Rosa ignored him. She was probably hinting that the gun took two hands, and it would be dangerous if she took the umbrella. Okay. Pretty good. We didn't need Genji-san pointing for us to notice. Right in the center of courtyard, we could see where Dr. Nanger and Kumasana-san lay. Do they have... yeah, they probably have the... because the preparation were needed, right? Like it was said here. Finishing touches and stuff. They have to be still stabbed in the places in the... called in the epitaph. I don't remember which one, and I'm not going to analyze it right now. I've talked about it many times, so yeah. You got the idea. Aunt Rosa entered the courtyard without opening an umbrella. So Genji and I also entered the courtyard without opening one. Only Maria opens hers. I mean, only Rosa have a gun, so you could open your umbrellas, why not?
これはあれだな。
Yeah, as Beatrice works.
おお、第7の番と第8の番だね。
7th and 8th. Tips. 7 and 8. Knee and leg. So we have two more. Wait, this is the end. This is the end, yeah. 9 Twilight, which shall revive, none shall be left alive. Yeah.
なるほど。確かに源氏さんたちが言っていたように、二人の首にはひどい傷があるわね。
Okay.
すごく鋭利な。まるで日本刀か何かで切ったかのようにすっぱりね。
I don't remember circumstances of that talk before. Oh my god. I should really like make, I don't know, 5 episodes ahead or something. Really, I should do something like that. I just need to find time for that. Because it still take like 2 to 3 hours, I guess, per episode. On each series I do. So yeah, it's kinda time consuming. Yeah, it's about 3 hours or maybe a little bit over. Because it's like 1 hour recording, then around 1.5 hours of editing and rendering, and around an hour or 40 minutes or something like that to upload. Then some editing in the YouTube itself. Yeah, it's pretty much time consuming. I hope I can do more episodes, but yeah, we'll see. I mean like ahead, not like uploading more, because that would like mess me like big time. Those gaping wounds on their necks definitely made me want to avert my eyes. But after seeing that Halloween party in the chapel, even though they looked horrible, they were no longer enough to make me feel sick. Yep, the chapel was like freaking terrifying. More importantly, our gazes fell to their legs. Dr. Nanjo's knee, to Kumasawa-san's ankle. Driven into each of them was something like a knife or a stake with a demonic design. They must have been the same as the thing that have pierced Jessica's back. Yep.
これは何なの？ジェシカちゃんの時と同じね。何かオカルトの儀式のつもりなのかしら。
わかりません。
Okay, I don't remember the circumstances, but it seems like it kinda cleared Genji and Shannon out of suspicious. God damn it, I'm... Why? Brain, remember the circumstances, please.
彼らの遺体を最後に見たときには、
You are probably frustrated just as I am, or even more. I'm sorry.
使用人室から運び出された後にやられたのでしょう。
The one stuck into Dr. Nanjo's knee was still standing erect. But the one that had been thrust into Kumasawa-san's ankle might have been a little shallower. It had come out and fallen over. So by looking at the one that had fallen over for the first time, I realized that it wasn't a knife, but something like a stake. Yep. Its full length was probably about 30 centimeters. God damn it, that thing is huge. It was probably made out of bronze or iron or something of the sort. Even without touching it, I could tell it had some weight to it. It was composed of a grip and a cone-shaped part, and it was obviously made to be a piercing weapon. Maybe it was like a miniature version of the lances Western knights used on horseback. The spiral-shaped edges in it made it also look like a small drill. Giga drill breaker. Sorry. However, the grip had an occult design modeled of a demon or something. So instead of a weapon used in war, it felt like something that would be used in a ceremony to offering up like living sacrifices. And that's what it exactly is.
間違いない。生贄のつもりなんだな。
Yep. The butler already gave to Beatrice in this episode.
第7の番に膝をえぐりて殺せ。第8の番に足をえぐりて殺せ。
You know, it's kind of frustrating seeing Butler like giving up like this, but this is understandable because from his perspective there's nothing he can do basically. But on the other hand, it's kind of satisfying. I don't know why, but I like Team Mari and Team Butler together. I don't know why. I don't know why, I just like them together.
待てよ。それじゃ第4、5、6の番が抜けちまう。
4, 5, and 6, let's see. 4, 5, and 6. Chest was canon, right? Yeah. Chest was canon. And yeah, this is something the servants already told. Oh, they told it to George in specifics. Okay, never mind, so they don't know about this. So, canon, and then we had head and stomach. So this can be either Shannon and George, or one of them can be Kinzo. Actually, I think Kinzo might be alive. Beatrice said that George and Shannon, both of them are meant to be sacrifices, and we have only 2 left. So I feel like we just don't see Kinzo. Maybe actually George and Shannon will be dead, and Kinzo will survive. Unless the 9th Twilight, where everyone apparently dies. Like here. But yeah. I still don't know what to think about Kinzo in this episode. I probably think about him too much. Yeah, I know.
まさか
Of course. Why is Genji-san alone? If something like this has happened, why aren't George-Aniki, Goda-san, and Shannon-chan here? Actually, wait, right. They don't need to be sacrifices to be dead. Goda died? Wait, how Goda died? Goda got stabbed, right? Wait. Goda got stabbed in the stomach. You remember it was like Beelzebub, I think, or someone? Like going through the door? I think he got stabbed in stomach with this. Was he? I don't remember. Probably I will see in the episode footer, but you can let me know in the comment. Because I don't remember if he was stabbed or... Yeah, I think he was stabbed in the stomach, so we have only fourth Twilight goes to the head. So basically we still have a chance that only one of them dies. First I thought like you don't have to be sacrificed to die, because I thought like Goda died some other way than being stabbed basically, and he's not a sacrifice, but apparently he is, because he was stabbed in the stomach if I remember. So that means there's still one more sacrifice to do, and it should be Shannon or George. So it's entirely possible that Shannon is still alive, like I thought, like my theory back then. What I thought I was wrong, but maybe I'm right actually. Maybe George just protected her in the last second, like, you know, like Shannon protected him. Or it's actually Kinzo, who we don't see, and he's actually dead. God damn it, I'm talking too much. Let's just go. Everything could be explained. Why was Genji-san alone?
どういうこと？ジョージ君たち3人はどこへ行ったの？
夏日奥様のお部屋を探し物に行きたいと言われまして、まだお戻りになりません。
なんだって
Yup.
その出かけたってのはいつ頃の話なんだよ。
2、3時間前のことだと思います。
That's a long time to search something in the room, Genji. You know?
そんな、なんでそんな大事なことをやっちゃなくて、なんで不審に思わなかったんだよ。
常に一人使用人は待機していなくてはなりません。彼らが戻るまで待機しているのが私のお務めでしたもの。
Wow, he's so dedicated. Was Genji-san really this much of a robot? Kinda. He's so damn dedicated. I want to know more on of the backstory. How he happened to know Kinzo and stuff. This is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. Dr. Lange and Kuma-san were killed like this, which means that 3 people already have been killed. We ran towards Aunt Natsuhi's room with a touch of anxiety and just as much resignation. I wonder if the corpses are missing as well, or at least some of them. Before we even saw the inside of Aunt Natsuhi's room, we were forced to resign ourselves to a certain fact. On that door was a bizarre... There's blood everywhere, yeah, right? Scribble. Oh! No, filth. This is the mark. Which marked it? Anyway, the room wasn't in an ordinary state, and even without opening the door, we could imagine what we would find inside. On the face of the door, how should I say it? Handprints, done heavily with the same red paint as the magic circles from before, had banged on the door, scratched it, and dirtied it. It looked like the aftermath of the kindergarten playing in the mud. I didn't know what it could mean. The bright red paint that had been slattered on was dripping down, and even though no one said it, it made us think of blood.
源氏さん、開けてください。
And Rosa held her gun up and ordered Genji-san to open the door. Genji-san approached it without seeming particularly troubled by the stuff on it. Wow, Genji is like entering the knob, but immediately turned around, shaking his head. It was locked. Oh my god, another case of closed room. Oh my god, Beatrice, you don't have to mess up Butler even more, and me. Oh my god. It's closed. At that moment, there was only one person in this mansion who could lock and unlock doors at will, Androza. This time, Genji-san asked Androza to unlock the door, instead of the other way around. After throwing slightly for a second, Androza handed me a master key and told me to open the door.
バトラフ君、これで開けてもらえる。
そのくらいのこと、ケンジさんを信用しても。
Androza glared at me intensely. I mean, yeah, she's ready to shoot anyone. But seriously, just give Genji master keys. It's not like it will change anything. Giving master key to Genji just so he can open the door wouldn't change anything. Really, it doesn't matter who opens the door. What is she thinking? Getting in the fight here would only make the mood turn even more sour. It's not like she's giving the gun to Genji. It's just a keys that were a kinda proof, I guess. But still, it was a proof. Now it's just a key to open the door that's closed. You know what I mean, goddammit. Without taking back anymore, I approached that creepy door and tried the knob. It didn't open. It was definitely the resistance of the lock. I stuck the master key into the hole. There was a slight resistance. Androza told me to be on my guard, and I opened the door without really guarding myself in any way. Okay, it all depends now if there's a Natsuhi key inside. Because they tried to lock the door from the inside when Beatrice basically attacked them. This room entirely is based on the key of Natsuhi, I think. And then there was a scene laid out before us that didn't betray my expectations at all. Okay, who's dead? Who's dead? Everyone? And who's a sacrifice? Because maybe they actually don't have to die as sacrifices. Whoa, even Maria is like kinda shocked. Oh my god, what is this?
やっぱり第4、5、6の番の再現だったな。
4th, 5th, and 6th. Wait, why I thought that there was only So it's Genji, Rosa, and yeah, we had the update. Okay. I'm not going to click yet because I want to see it, but yeah, as expected. Why did I thought that there was only one left? Wait, why did I thought that? Knee and leg Nanjo and yeah, stomach was Goda. Okay, I'm sorry if you got angry at me before. I kinda messed up my counting, I guess. Yeah. Oh wait, no! Yeah, there's Canon. Canon is fifth one. I mean, they don't know about Canon. That's totally fine. They have no idea that Canon died by the stab in chest. But that means that Beatrice made fifth Twilight twice? If one of them got the fifth Twilight, then that means Canon and someone else got the fifth Twilight. Is that even legal? Can she do that? You know, for a reader and for servants, Canon is dead and he's like stabbed in chest. I mean, maybe for servants as well, he's not dead because this was something else. But still, as a reader, we know that Canon is dead. And it's a fact. Proven by like red text of Beatrice to us. They don't know, but yeah. You get the idea, you got the idea.
Oh,
The inside of the room, locked as though a robber had just broken in. Drawers had been flung open, pulled out, and their contents thrown about all over the place. Leaving the room, so cluttered, you would never believe it belonged to the methodical Aunt Natsuhi. But the first thing that caught her eyes was Goda-san corpse, lying face down right in front of the door. Right in the center of his chest. Canon was stabbed in chest. I thought Goda was stabbed in stomach. Wait, what? Am I missing something? What do I miss? Okay, my new idea. Yeah, I have new idea about this whole epitaph thing. I feel like the rules, like the Twilight and the killing and the sacrifices, this whole ritual works only if the rest of the people are aware of it, you know? So Canon is not counted as a sacrifice because he's worried about, and basically if he's dead or not, no one basically prove it to the rest of the people inside the mansion. That's why Goda is sacrificed instead of Canon. That's what I think. So even if a reader like us, like me, and the butler in like this ward with Beatrice, he's proven that Canon is dead and he know that he's stabbed in the chest, that doesn't mean that he's a sacrifice. The sacrifice have to be seen by others. Like witnessed by others, basically. Like Kinzo in the first episode. He was also witnessed. He was already dead, he was like in the boiler room burning down. But it was confirmed by them. And Canon is not. Then that will make a lot more sense now. Because Goda will be chest, and then we have head and stomach for Shannon and George basically. I feel like George will be head and Shannon will be stomach. Yeah, that makes sense to me. We'll see. I hope you like that theory about people having to confirm the sacrifices basically. Because this is how it feels to me. Right? This is how it feels to me. Right next to his chest, almost as though it had been stuck there to finish off a vampire, was one of those demon stakes from before. Exactly how far could it have reached after being stuck that deeply into his chest? Just imagining it would make anyone chest hard.
胸をえぐれば第5の番だったが
Yeah,
おお
Maria grabbed my hand. Is she surprised about that as well? Her expression looked just like normal. But maybe she really was afraid of the aura in this room, where 3 corpses lay. And along the wall, fires into the room. George and Nikki like that. This time, one of those stakes had been rammed right into the center of his stomach. God damn it, I messed up. I thought he would be head. Wasn't gouging the stomach. The 6th twilight. Yep. Oh, they don't show us the George, but they show us Shannon. Oh my god. And she's lying like, oh my god. Her head is probably like lying on this and it's like inside it. This is messed up. Wasn't good. Shannon-chan. Corpse was face down in front of the desert, lying in a sea of blood. Had she seen her own face at the end, in that horribly broken mirror stained with blood? Because she was lying that way. I couldn't see her face, but I could guess even without seeing it. Nearby in the sea of blood she lay in, a demon stake had fallen. Oh, saw it fall, but she's still... Only that 4th twilight was left. Yep. Gouge the head and kill. I got chills from this. I thought I was prepared, but apparently I'm not really. Maybe my heart was totally worn out and dead. Yeah. I'm kinda like Butler. I'm kinda prepared for anything in this episode, but I'm kinda not at the same time. Even though I knew it was wrong, I lifted her head and checked. God damn it. And I confirmed that my guess had been right on the mark. There was a gaping hole in Shannon-chan's head, and the inside were dripping out. Not only that, but you could even see inside her. Oh my god. The brain. After seeing that, I finally realized I was doing something wrong. Yeah, leave the corpses, please, god damn it. I immediately averted my eyes, but by now, it was probably pointless. Yeah, Rosa is like, what the fuck are you doing?
警察が来るまでそっとしておかないとダメよ。勝手に触ってどういうつもり？せっかくの現場証拠がおかしくなっちゃったらどうするのよ。
Wow. Rosa got so methodical. Aunt Rosa got violently mad at me and even tugged at the back of my collar. I tottered limply and fell on my butt, gazing dimply up at the ceiling. Yeah, he's like, he totally gave up.
マリア
This is the end?
お
これで 第8の番まで終わっちまったな。第9の番って何だったっけ？
Revive, and everyone will die. Right? Yeah, that's the part of the epitaph that I assume is also for me it's kinda like a puzzle. Like I said before, for me this is just set of events. They have to happen in order to Beatrice to revive, basically. This set of rules. And for me, puzzle is the beginning and the end. At least at this point. And yeah, I wonder, like, yeah, I consider it as a puzzle because, like, here we have, like, no one shall be left alive, everyone will die. But on the other hand, we have, here, you shall attain power, and then you can get a treasure. But I still don't know if you can choose one or all of them. I don't remember how it was in the episode 1, to be honest. I think nothing of this happened in the episode 1. Yeah, I think there was no prize. And I still remember the letter from the end of the episode 1 when Maria sounded like she had the regrets, and I wonder what it is. Anyway, let's not talk about epitaph this episode, okay? This is just like another hour, another topic for like some other episode when we have more information about this, because I'm going to blindly through the epitaph over and over at this point. Just trying to piece up a little bits of evidence I'm getting out. Or assumptions. Yeah, maybe not evidences. Midnight twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive.
そっか。これで黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェは復活するんだな。
Last time 8th Twilight happened when she... how looked the 8th Twilight in the episode 1? I think it was the letter with a challenge for like duel, basically, right? Where Natsuki went with the Winchester to like shoot her or whatever, and she died. And after this, I don't remember. I think she was there. There was like some figure, and I thought it's Beatrice or something, and everything went dark or something like that. I don't remember very well how episode 1 ended specifically. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
そしてなんだ最後の第
10の晩に旅は終わり黄金の里に至るだろう
But who? If everyone is dead, then who? Also, doesn't that mean that Maria should die as well?
黄金鏡の扉はもうすぐ開かれるんだよ
Yeah, like 9 and 10th Twilight doesn't match to me. It says that you attain the treasures and stuff, but on the 9th Twilight you basically die. And on the other hand, Beatrice told us in the tea party, I think, that if everyone believed in her, then she had a power to bring up dead, right? And they turned up corpses in the tea party just because Butler denied her. So maybe if Butler in this episode is believing in Beatrice, then maybe they will just die and get revived, basically. The one who are not sacrifices, and they will attain the power and the choice of the, you know, of the treasure. Also, let me check this because we already saw. Yep. Sixth Twilight, it was possible that they would have ended up. They would have ended up as the second Twilight. Yeah, that's true. She spent her last moments with her beloved, yep. The cook was cooked. Ah, Beatrice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people alive. Oh yeah, I can't count Beatrice. So 5 people. Yep.
もうすぐ
魔女は蘇り、誰も生き残れはしない。俺たちはこれから死ぬのか、それともこれで生贄の儀式は終了で、俺たち、何が俺たちの旅だ。俺たちは今日一日犯人を見つけよう、事態を打開しようと散々頭をひねって。
Yep. And he realized that this time, I mean, it's not this time for him. I guess for Butler, it's just now. It's not this time. This time is for the Butler, like in the war with Beatrice, or whatever. I have no idea how it works yet. But yeah, for him it was not worth it. They just wasted time.
何も至れなかった。
Yep.
バカの考え、休むに似たりってやつだ。そうさ、俺たちは今日一日ずっと憎悪と疑心暗鬼で自分を焼き焦がした。死んだ人間しか信用できないって言ってわざわざ3人の死に顔をここまで確認に来たんだぜ。こんな俺たちがどうして黄金鏡とやらにたどり着けるっていうんだ。
I wonder what is the Golden Land, actually. Is it a metaphor for something? I think I talked about this in the episode 1 as well. I think somewhere in the middle when I thought like Golden Land is... actually never mind, it's like... Nope, I'm not going to waste your time for another hour. And it seems like it's nearly the end, so... That's right, if we couldn't resolve any of our problems anyway, it would have been so much better if we would locked up ourselves up the whole time, without thinking at all. Yeah, like... You locked up yourself at the end because you thought it was safe. If there was like the first 6 deaths, they could just lock up themselves and wait till the morning. That would be the safest possible thing, to be honest. I mean, yeah, there was still a possibility that there were like multiple culprits and stuff. Yeah, I know it's more complicated than that, than just hiding together somewhere. Because someone from the group had to be culprit basically, at the beginning, at least. Actually no, someone from outside of the group could be. Okay, no, I'm not going to the investigation again. Nope, not this time. Grandfather was the wisest of us, yep. But because he knew what is going on. He's been shut up in his room since yesterday, without any contact with anyone. That was the right decision. Grandfather was the most correct of us all.
大丈夫だよ、バトラー。
Yeah, you believe in her. You'll be okay.
マリアといれば大丈夫。
Yeah. Team Maria. Let's go.
魔女はとても気まぐれで、時に面白半分に人間を殺すかもしれない恐ろしい存在だけれども。
She's enjoying it.
でも、マリアと一緒にいれば絶対に大丈夫。
Yeah, I still wonder. I think like they will all die and then be revived or something. Because it's like... This is what Ninth Twilight said, everyone will die. So that includes Maria and Butler.
だから怯えないで。
At least it should.
ありがとうな。気休めでも嬉しいぞ。
I don't know why, but I like the ending of the episode 2 better than episode 1. I don't know why. Maybe I'm messed up, but I don't know. Maybe it's just holding much more emotions, and because we have like more of the story at this point, so I can make like more theories and stuff. Maybe that's because, but yeah, I have a feeling like I like the episode 2 way better than episode 1. After Androza finished investigating their corpses, she announced that she would seal this room again, chase the rest us out, steal back the master key she would lend me, and lock the door again. I wonder if she found Natsuhi's key or not. I wonder if she found it. She either never found the key of Natsuhi, or she didn't show anyone that she got a key for Natsuhi room. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Apparently Josh Hennig has been holding the key to Natsuhi's room. Yeah, okay. She also collected that. Never mind. Wait a second. She got all the master keys on her person. If Natsuhi's own key was locked up inside the room, doesn't that make it another closed room? Yep, we know the drill. Butler, you know the drill. So what? This is the 4th closed room? Pretty much. Beatrice is not giving any chance to Butler and to us, to be honest. I'm also in like dots at this point. Now that the suspicion surrounding these 3 had been cleared, we return to the parlor once more. I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. If only the dead are innocent and everyone alive is a wolf. That leaves only me, Androza, Maria and Genji-san. And beside us, there's only grandfather and that 19th person, the guest we've seen no trace of, Beatrice. Yep, they never saw her. That's true. The only 2 who assumably from this group saw her are Rosa and Maria. They saw her, but Butler didn't saw her. Genji didn't saw her. So even if they... I mean, Butler is already believing in Beatrice, so it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, my point was like, they could just make up the meeting with Beatrice in the garden, basically. But yeah, it doesn't matter anymore, I guess. "30 people have died and 6 are left. How would a wolf and sheep puzzle with only 6 people end? Even though a puzzle that started with 19 people had reduced to 6. I can't think of an answer." I have no idea how long there is to the end of the story. I guess I will continue. Yeah, I'm not going to end the episode here. I will continue the episode and I will see how long it will go. If it will be like for another hour, then I will split it into two episodes. So you won't get like, goodbye and hello in the 2 episodes, in this and the next one, because it's basically recorded in one string. Yeah, just letting you know, just in case. And if it's like half of an hour, I guess I can just put it in the 1 episode. So yeah, let's just continue. We return to the parlor. Or actually I can make like some kind of intro and edit it out. Yeah, I think I might do that. I mean, there will be no end for this episode then. But there will be intro for the next one. Like, made outside. Yeah, that might work. Yeah. I was a bit worried that while we were gone, a creepy magic circle or something might have been drawn on the parlor door. But thankfully, we didn't find anything like that.
ありがとう源氏さん。ここまでで結構よ。あなたも今日は休んでください。
かしこまりました。これで休ませていただきます。
おい、ローザおばさん、この状況下で源氏さんをたった一人で過ごさせるっていうのかよ。
Like I said, he's the suspect. Still. Like, human suspect. It doesn't make sense that he would kill George, Shannon and Genji in this situation because he don't have keys. Well, they don't know. They don't have the red text. Like, Rosa assumed that there might be some copies of master keys. So yeah, he's basically still suspect for them. At least for Rosa. There's nothing to like...
そうね。
There's nothing to like agree, like argue, basically. I guess. From their perspective.
とても危険なことだと思うわ。でも、ならなぜ彼は無事なの？
Yeah, you bring up a point?
彼は3人が夏日姉さんの部屋へ向かった後、ずっと一人でいた。
Yep.
なのに無事だった。狼と羊のパズルよ。最も弱い立場となる孤立した羊が無事な理由は何？
Yep, because he's a wolf. But that's what your suggestion.
狼がたまたまいなかったんだろ。
違うわ。それが羊じゃなかったからよ。
源氏さんが狼だって言うのかよ。
彼は一人で厨房にいたそうだけど、それは証明不能よ。
Yep, exactly.
南條先生たちの死体を運んだり、ジョージ君たちを殺したりできたのは彼かベアトリーチェだけなのよ。
Yep. Yep.
待てよ。その論法じゃ誰だって。
バトラー様。
Thank you for concern.
私は信頼を勝ち得るのは常に100の言い訳ではなく一つの誠実であると信じています。
Wow, Genji. You're a legend.
たとえ信頼をいただけなくても私は最後まで誠実でありたいと思います。
源氏さん。
なら決まりね。あなたが本当に無実なら、それは明日やってくる気だから。それまでの間、あなたを疑いから外すわけにはいかない。長年、後宮家に仕えてくれたあなたに、こんな仕打ちを今夜は分かってください。そして、明日になったら、もう一度仲直りさせてください。
Genji-san gave his head a small shake.
今日も明日も私は後宮家の使用人であり続けます。ご用がありましたらいつでもお申し付けください。それでは失礼させていただきます。